To further give context, on the right-hand side of the court seated is her husband, Alex Fine. On the left-hand side, Diddy's 6 out of 7 kids are sitting in the courtroom, as Cassie is describing, having weekly freak-offs for years.
Imagine sitting in a courtroom and the person on trial is your father. You're not just hearing legal jargon. You're hearing graphic, humiliating, soul-crushing details about what he allegedly did to women behind closed doors.
And she say that, in this lawsuit that, Diddy, he enjoyed watching her get smashed by BBCs. So, what you think about that?
Do you think she was the only one getting banged by him? Do you think?
For Diddy's daughters, this isn't a movie scene. It's their reality, and it's unraveling more each day. Chance, Delilah, and Jessie Combs, Diddy's daughters, have been showing up to court day after day by their father's side. At first glance, it seems like they're just standing by him during one of the dark...
This man had this woman search for prostitutes online just for them to have sex with her. It's something fishy about that, bro.
Darkest chapters of his life. But with every new allegation, the lines between support, manipulation, and emotional damage are blurring. Why? Because the things being said in that courtroom aren't just uncomfortable, they're traumatizing. Let's rewind a bit. As this trial has progressed, reports started surfacing that Diddy's daughters have been visibly shaken in court. According to courtroom insiders, they were present when Daniel Phillip, a male escort, gave gut-wrenching testimony about being paid by Cassie to sleep with her, while Diddy watched from the corner. But that wasn't the worst part. Phillip claimed that Diddy not only watched but got involved in ways no one wanted to hear, least of all his children. He described scenes that made seasoned court reporters uneasy. The girls? They left the courtroom in tears. Multiple times. It was too much. And let's be honest, how could it not be? Chance, just out of high school, and the twins, Delilah and Jessie, only 18. Sitting through a trial this graphic? It's devastating. They're not the ones on trial, but they're being forced to absorb the darkest sides of their father. No teenager should hear detailed accounts of their dad watching escorts, or worse. And just when you think it couldn't get more disturbing, enter Jane Doe. Jane Doe filed a new lawsuit that didn't just accuse Diddy of horrifying acts, she humiliated him. In her testimony, she described Diddy's privates in excruciating detail, comparing them to a large Tootsie Roll. Yep, she went there. She even called it Itty Bitty Diddy. You'd think this was some wild internet roast, but it's sitting in a legal document. Jane Doe described how he allegedly assaulted her after a night out, choking her, locking the bedroom door, and refusing to stop. She begged him to get off. She screamed. But the story only grew more graphic, more disturbing. Whether you believe the claims or not, one thing's undeniable. This is publicly shattering for his daughters. And what's wild is the way the internet ran with it. Memes, tweets, TikToks. Suddenly, Diddy's manhood, or lack thereof, was trending. But behind the jokes, real girls, his daughters, getting dragged along with it. Can you imagine having to go to school, see your friends, open your phone, and this is the conversation? The humiliation doesn't stop with Jane Doe. Her lawsuit triggered another wave of online speculation. Some fans started putting the pieces together. Was this the real reason Diddy allegedly forced Cassie to sleep with escorts? Was he watching because, well, he couldn't participate? Rumors about performance issues started swirling, connecting dots between lawsuits, blind items, and shocking past interviews. Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, even hinted at this before, saying the freak-offs weren't about Cassie's pleasure. They were Diddy's fantasy. Now, people are asking, was Cassie really the focus or just a pawn? Another whisper that gained traction? That Diddy may have hosted these freak-offs in the same house where his daughters lived. No one has confirmed it publicly, but the timelines overlap. And that raises disturbing questions. Were the girls ever home during these parties? What did they know, and what did they see? Now rewind to a while back, before the federal lawsuits, before the testimonies. The girls once defended their father. They released a joint statement, slamming rumors about their late mother, Kim Porter. They denied conspiracy theories, insisted their mom wasn't writing a tell-all book, and begged people to let her rest in peace. Back then, it was easier to speak up. But now, the silence is louder, because it's no longer about rumors. It's court. It's federal. It's detailed accounts, sworn under oath, and gut-punching headlines. You can't just call it gossip anymore. And the daughters? They seem trapped, caught between standing by their dad and protecting their own sanity. As if things weren't already falling apart, Jane Doe's lawsuit may have accidentally revealed even more than she intended. Her humiliating descriptions had people speculating about Diddy's alleged insecurity, his use of performance-enhancing substances, and even why he was so controlling in his relationships. The gossip snowballed into something bigger, a full-on takedown of his masculinity, his power, and his image. And somewhere in the middle of all this chaos are 3 teenage girls, watching their father's legacy crash and burn in real time. The final gut punch? That blind item floating around about Diddy and actress Sienna Miller. The story goes that they briefly dated, but she was so disgusted by his behavior and substance use that she cut things off. He allegedly couldn't perform, blamed the drugs, and then tried to shame her publicly. If true, it adds to the mountain of claims suggesting this isn't just about fame or parties. It's about a man trying to mask deep insecurities in the worst ways possible. So where does that leave his daughters? They were once vocal defenders of their dad. Now, they're walking out of courtrooms in tears. They're avoiding the spotlight, and they're likely asking themselves the same questions everyone else is asking online. Who is this man they call Dad? And how much more will they have to endure before this nightmare ends? Let's be real, no matter how this trial ends, Diddy's daughters are already paying the price. Not with money or jail time, but with trauma, humiliation, and the kind of emotional scars that never fully heal. So, what do you think? Should children always stand by their parents, no matter what? Or is there a point where protecting yourself becomes more important than loyalty? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and when you're done, check out this next video. It'll blow your mind even more than this one did.